What were your overall thoughts first of all, Ms. Rose?
Huge disappointment, and we let ourselves down against a very spirited team that dug deep and have competed hard all year. But we just let ourselves down in that first half, particularly with just not executing opportunities was the issue this week. It's not always the same thing or the same person, so we've got to keep chasing the answers.
Still, those unforced errors as well are causing you massive problems. Is it that they're becoming a bit of an issue?
Yeah, certainly in some games. Today it was unforced in open space that probably hurt us the most, which is not a common issue. We made quite a few inroads in that first half, but just didn't finish it off. We're going to change some things and improve a lot.
When you have that numerical advantage, you've seen it this year, it doesn't always make a difference, but is it more frustrating the fact you played the bulk of the second half with an extra man?
Well, I don't think it makes it more frustrating. As we've seen, it can galvanise teams in the Super League and the NRL. That the extra man doesn't always mean extra anything. But we just didn't play well enough. Clearly, collectively and individually, just nowhere near the standard. We've had a lot of close games this year where it's we've been in it, and that's the first thing of sport, that you want to be in the contest. But our ability to some games start games, other games finish games, has not been good enough.
Is this as low as you felt this season?
I feel low after every poor performance, loss. The losses never leave a coach. I don't think you learn to deal with them a bit better, but you tend to carry them with you. There's a lot of hurt and disappointment. Me personally, and in the dressing room, there's a lot of hurt. It's not the standard. It's not close to the standard. So we've got to find it quick.
That's a $1 million question. And how do you pick the guys up after this? You've not got a game next week, of course.
Maybe a good time to dwell on it and think things through on an individual basis, and for us as a coaching staff to identify the areas we think we can improve on quickest, and being ready for the players to come back in and prepare for the Huddersfield game.
Rohan scored a try on his debut. How did you think he went?
He went well. He was ahead of schedule there with the HIA, or the failed HIA to Nene. I think he landed on his head down there. We can't see it from the camera angle that we had down in that corner, but I think he landed on his head and contesting the kick. So Leon came on a bit earlier than sort of anticipated, but he started with us July last year, doing a little bit while still playing at Doncaster. I don't think he's missed a session. He works hard. He's a terrific young bloke. He's worked his whole life to get that opportunity today to play for Leeds. So I thought he gave a good account of himself on debut. It's a shame we couldn't celebrate a win for him, but he's certainly one for the future, and maybe a bit more for the present as well.
Is it a good thing that you've got 2 weeks now before the next game? You obviously want to get back involved straight away, but you use that fortnight to look at things?
Yeah, we can dig deeper and spend some time considering how we do things out there, and even in our preparation. There'll be a bunch of players likely to be available after the break as well, so that'll drive some competition and some fresh energy. sometimes it's good to dwell on bad performance for a while and work out how much you want to fight through the other side, and that's part of what I just said to the guys. It's probably a very similar situation to last year. You know, you can choose to fight or you can choose to tap out, you know, and there's only one solution when you sign up for coaching, is to fight. And you know, credit to Mark and his team have kept competing and got themselves a result today, and that guy keeps fronting up, and much respect for that fella.
You've still got faith in this squad. You've said all along that you believe in this group of players. Is that still the case?
Yeah, I do. And you know, when I got here last year, I believed in the players that were here when I arrived, and we got a result. And you know, there's a short and long term thing here every week in coaching, that you're trying to build something for the future while trying to win every week. My belief in the group won't change. I think that's where a lot of the frustration, you know, amongst coaches and the players and the fans, is that there's talent there. You know, a few weeks ago we have some monumental performances that, you know, one resulted in a result, the other, you know, in a positive result. Some of the others didn't, but they were big performances. You don't become a bad team, but we were a bad team today. We've got it in us to play much better, and we will.
Well, and do you think in games like this, maybe last week as well, you're lacking some leaders to compose things and get everyone, you know, against Saints, absolutely there's no question, but then under the cosh against Liverpool, teams are expected to be, and there's more pressure. Do you think you're lacking that figurehead to just bring everything back and lead the team?
Well, I think leadership comes in lots of different forms. Some are leading the way there with their trying to show the way, but in the end, you know, you can't do other people's jobs for them. There's a strong voice there when needed. You know, Ash and Cam have taken a lot of leadership on in the last couple of months, and there's other players there that have a strong voice when needed. But individually, you've got to do your job and own your area of the field and own your play. At the moment, we're just accumulating too many poor plays back to back, and that's given other teams an opportunity.
I think you'll be on the other side of the pitch, but James Bentley didn't react well to being taken off at the very end. You had a conversation with him about that?
I'd be more surprised if he was okay with it. You know, he's a great competitor, and if a player shows some frustration about being replaced, you know, that's no problem to me. In the end, it's about moving forward and on to the next task. But in that moment, you know, he won't be the first or the last player to be frustrated with being replaced.